Look at that. I've got Tom Moyer on the phone as I'm putting a Zander back. Perfect. Beautiful. Lovely, mate. Couldn't have timed that better. You're obviously a good luck charm. I've not yet caught a Zander on the BFS method, so I'm going to try that this morning. I'm thinking that triggering a response by trying different types of retrieve is the way forward. So, watch what happens and let's see if I can get into a few. It's incredible to think that the initial stocking in 1963 of 97 fingerlings into the Great Use Relief Channel started the spread of Zander throughout the whole of Fenland. Sadly, Zander fishing in the Fens these days is really poor. Huge numbers of fish have undoubtedly been illegally taken from the pot over the last 15 years or so. There are some small pockets of fish left, however the chance of a fish over 15 pounds is really rare. Look at that, at long last. It took forever to get that to take. These Zeds want a little bit of speed in it. I've been picking at it. Fishing too slow. So literally, get it going across the bottom, let it hit the bottom, keep it coming. And then they, like that, give it a tap. Come on. Oh, you. So I've been fishing too slow. Look at me, I've got a big bike because I have a small penis. Okay, so give it some speed, let it hit the deck. These Zeds are chasing it, or whacking it right near the edge. But not that cast. Give it a bit, let it hit the bottom. Give it a bit, let it hit the bottom. Little shad would work better, but we haven't got any, and we are using these creature baits. So let's just bounce them along the bottom. Come on. Right, I'm going to go back up and try the other swims with a faster retrieve. Lesson learned. These little Zeds today, want it? There's a bit of life in it. Hello.
What's happening, Mr. Andy? How are you doing?
I'm in a tampon swim.
Are you really?
Yeah.
No, I've got to do 3 custom pours, which I didn't get around to doing yesterday. Damn me and my sensible head.
Well, oh, are we here we go. Are we out tomorrow?
We are. That's the basis of this phone call.
Cool. Well, I'm just netting a Z as you're talking to me.
Hey.
Yep. Bit bigger this one.
Awesome.
Oh, without falling in. On the fang.
Are you BFSing or are you?
No, I'm BFSing.
Oh, so you actually got a on your BFS? Awesome,
Yep.
dude.
Second one, they want it retrieved quick. It's interesting. They want it like basically if I was slow shad fishing. So yeah, if I was like zander fishing with my shads, that's how they want it, like nice and slow.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, nice and quick, but banged along the bottom. Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
Got you. So almost slow dragging, bumping the bottom.
Yeah, sort of 3 or 4 turns, let it stop, and they hit it every time on the one near the bank, bang.
On that stop.
Yeah, so it's really
Nice,
cool.
man.
That is really cool. Look at that. I've got Tom Moyer on the phone as I'm putting a zander back. Perfect. Beautiful. Lovely, mate. Couldn't have timed that better. You obviously a good luck charm. Okay, we're going to fish this the same way. Just give it some. If anything's at home, it should have a tap straight away. Because I think, there we go, straight away. Come on. And again. There we go. Oh, you bugger. Probably a titchy little zander, but it does prove the point that sometimes they just want it moving a lot quicker. If I had a little shad on, or I had a little fixed ball reel, I don't know, 5 gram jig head, little plastic shad, probably a bit more effective, but we haven't. We got to catch them using what we got. So what I've done, I've jumped straight into a swim that a match angler was in, and I'm hoping that, boy, was that a fish? It looked like it. I'm hoping that he's got the predators going with all the ground bait he's been putting in, and the feed, and the roach he's been catching. So there should be some activity down there. That's what I'm hoping. It's certainly zander time. The light's going. But I haven't had... well, I lost that fish in the next swim and I bounced up. I haven't had a hit for a couple of swims, which is not great. Oops, a bit of a problem there. I'd like to get one about 4 or 5 pounds out of here. Oh, there we go. What was that? There we go. There we go. Not 4 or 5 pounds. Oh, you. Oh, I would have liked to have got that one. Talked it up as well. Right, let's try again. Ugh. Finding with these Zs, it's first or second cast, you get a bit of interest. If they're at home, and after that, nothing. Anyways, little session this afternoon has been really interesting. If I'd have been giving it a bit more from the beginning, I probably would have caught a lot more fish, but this goes to show that even when you're using this BFS style of fishing, you haven't got to be too pretty with it and dangle it, and sometimes they want it whiz back. And that's certainly been the case this afternoon. Be nice to finish off with one more. Oh, that was a hit. There we go. On the drop. That's a bit don't know what that is. Hope this stays on. We have one or two little Zs fall off in the gloom. Must be a Zander, mustn't it? Unless I've hooked a pike. Yeah, Z on the drop. Beauty. And look, probably the biggest one I've had today in the gloom. On the thing. What's that? A pound and a half. So it nailed that on the thing. Little Zs like this are just beautiful. Look at that. Right, I'll get them back. Way to do it on these slippy banks, just put the fish in the net, push him out down there. Beautiful. So that last fish was a good example of why a Texas rig sometimes is really an excellent method to use, because that bait was hung up in the water a bit and the lead had hit the bottom, or just about to hit the bottom. The bait was falling in a lot slower, and that Z nailed it. If I've been using a Cheb, wouldn't have caught that one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's that? I'm sure that there's one or two more vampires left to have. It's a shame it's so dark, because this would be quite good footage, but you probably heard by me swearing what's going on. As that bait came close to the bank, I had two real sharp taps. Oh, and again. Nope. just goes to show when they switch on and you get the retrieve right, it's a different river. Back in the day when we used to use baits, or I still use baits, but I don't do that type of fishing much more. When I was really keen on my zander fishing back in the day, in the 1990s, used to leapfrog at night with 2 rods set up with little live baits, and one on the far shelf, one on the near shelf. That was on the big fen drains when it was worth doing, and often I get a double take. Both rods would go, as these zander were just absolutely rampant. I had 18 pound of zander in my landing net at the same time. I had an 11 and a 7 on one on each rod. Sadly, those days seem to be long gone. It's getting too dark to film, and also I can't see where my lure's landing either. So another couple of casts and I think I'm going to call it a night. But that's been awesome. Every time you go fishing you've got to learn something. And today I've learned that even fishing BFS, I can give it some. And if the fish want it a bit quicker, that was the bottom, you can still get them going on this really light setup. There aren't many pike in this river, so fishing like this without a trace is absolutely fine. If I was fishing somewhere where there were a lot more pike, I'd use a trace, but doing this for these little Zs, it's great fun, but you just got to get them going. On another day it will be completely different. Don't even see where that went. I think I'm right next to the boat. Right, sometimes just slow rolling it really gets them going. There we go. Slow rolling it. Don't know if you can see this, it's pitch black. That's a better one. There we go. Yes. I like it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to get my phone out so you can see what I've caught, because it's pitch black. This is where I lose my phone. So there we go. UT. I'll put that back in the net. Back in the river. There we go. Beautiful.